My name is Sharon Wehner. I'm a principal dancer with the Colorado Ballet. I started dancing when I was 3 in the San Francisco Bay Area. And when I was 19, I auditioned for a lot of companies. I got 3 offers and I ended up at Colorado Ballet, mostly because I knew somebody here and he had good things to say about the company. And also the director at the time, Martin Friedman, had mentioned that he was looking for a partner for one of his dancers. And so I thought that I might have some opportunities there. My position as a dancer has run concurrently with my whole lifetime. I kind of grew up as an artist with Colorado Ballet. I came in as just this young person out of high school who knew a little bit about technique and not all that much about being an artist. I think that as a human being, I grew up as well as a dancer in the company. So it's really a big part of my life. It's hard to separate me, Sharon, the person, and Sharon, the dancer, and also Sharon, the Colorado Ballet dancer. Starting my 20th season with the company feels a little surreal. The number 20 is just a number. It's like how people talk about age. It's kind of a balance looking back and looking forward at all the dancing I still want to do. There is not a particular reason why I stayed with Colorado Ballet. It's not like when I was 3 years old and I wanted to be a ballerina. I wanted to be a ballerina with Colorado Ballet for 20 years. That was never the dream. I never had a dream to be a principal dancer, actually. I didn't set out to have a long career with the company. There were certain roles I wanted to do because they affected me and they felt powerful to me, and I connected with them. So I wanted to do certain roles. I just wanted to do good work. I just wanted to be a good dancer. It's a really simple goal, actually. And I wanted to keep growing, and I think that's why I stayed, was because I was always excited about the rep coming up. And I loved my colleagues. I enjoyed the work, and I enjoyed the people who were coaching me. And it has to feel like the ground here is still fertile for me. I think my dancing has changed through my career, but I probably couldn't tell you how, because I don't see it from the outside. I feel it from the inside. I would like to say I'm more confident as a dancer, just with all of my experiences to back up a reason to be confident, but I still get nervous every time before I step on stage. I try to trust my instincts, and I also have great people in front of me, coaches and directors and the ballet mistresses, ballet masters, so I trust them. I've gone through a lot of life experiences that have informed me as an artist, and they've informed me as a dancer. I feel in some ways more free to let the artist in me shine through, because I think that's ultimately what's going to affect an audience. I hope that shows, but I don't know. When I step back and I look at my career and I think about roles that were like a little girl's dream come true. Dancing Juliet was one of them. Romeo and Juliet was the first ballet that really moved me. I think I was maybe 9 when I saw the ballet, and I remember sitting in the audience and realizing what power a ballet could have on an audience. And I was young, but I felt it, and I could feel everybody around me feeling that, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do that. Not just have that kind of power as an artist, but the role really spoke to me. So when I got to dance it, it was just like, oh my God, this is really a dream come true for me. Other roles that, Giselle was a big landmark that I was so honored to be able to do. I loved dancing rodeo. I loved doing the cowgirl. That was another role I remember watching when I was probably a teenager, and I was thinking, this is really unusual. And yet it was also a very touching kind of ballet, and it had its own power, and so I just enjoyed sinking my teeth into that role as well. And then there's the element of working with certain choreographers and repetitors and people who come into stage ballets, and that just enriches the entire experience. So it's not just what happens on stage, but it's the information and the love and the passion that these people have to give you, that they share with you, and then you can kind of take that and create something that you share on stage. It's been interesting to watch the company change, and also how Colorado Ballet has changed within the community. So how Denver has changed, actually. When I first joined the company, I was talking to a neighbor, and they asked, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I'm a ballet dancer." And they said, "But what's your job? Are you in school? They couldn't fathom the fact that you could be a ballet dancer and that was your career. It was frustrating, but it was shocking to me because I had come from an area that had a lot of arts and had a lot of culture, and so that wasn't an unusual thing, but here it was. It was unusual to imagine that there were artists making their living doing that, and that dance was a part of that. I think now if someone asks me what I do and I say I'm a ballet dancer and I dance with the Colorado Ballet, it actually means something to them, and that's wonderful to see how the community has changed in relationship to Colorado Ballet. And of course the organization has changed. I joined the company with a different director. The dancers have changed. The entire administrative staff has changed many times since I've been here. And people I looked up to have retired. Well, obviously the change of artistic staff, the Ellie Calkins Opera House being renovated. It was much different theater when I joined the company. It was the auditorium. So that's such a beautiful thing to have seen, and it's really an honor to dance in such a beautiful theater. The company unionized during my time here, and I was actually a part of the first committee making the first union contract, which was a whole nother education in itself. So we have our new home on Santa Fe, and that's wonderful. I'm so glad that I got to be a part of that as well. I think that another milestone was the passing of the Lillian Covillo and Friedan Parker, who founded the company. It's had many ups and downs that I've witnessed, and even some scary times when the economy was not so great. It's been wonderful to see the company go through all that and come out stronger. I feel like it's on an upward growth, and that's wonderful to be a part of. We have to take ballet by ballet, year by year, day by day. You know, every day you come into the studio and you start the same way. You plie. You start with plies, and that's kind of the being in the moment part. In the future, I just want to keep doing that, you know. Not just plies, but I just want to keep being able to explore my craft every day in the studio. You never know. As physical artists, you hope your body will be there for you, but you just, you don't take it for granted. It's not like some careers that you can do when you're 70, although I have seen dancers dancing in their 70s. So I would tell anybody starting their career out to really hold on to why they started dancing in the first place. And anytime you see a little kid in creative movement class and they're just dancing around with scarves, and it's just this pure joy, it's really what drives you, and it's really what keeps you going every day. Even performing with injuries, you don't allow that to be lost. That the reason you're dancing, the passion and the love and the joy, that doesn't become less important than the technique and the work and all of that, and impressing your colleagues or impressing an audience or impressing your director, that has to take second place to your love of dancing.